I hate TikTok. And the thing is, I post it, but here's why I just feel like it's not fun anymore. Number one, it has to be the art community, and that's the problem. Many art communities in TikTok or Twitter or even Instagram sometimes, I feel like when you see TikTok try and shit on other art styles, and it just kind of drives me insane, to be honest, because at the same time you got other artists as well that are trying to tell you what is and isn't real art, and I find it very stupid. Like, honestly, you could tell me like what you like about it, but don't give me like bull crap about how, oh, this ain't real art. It's not real art. It's just basically just bland, or anyone can do it, like that kind of thing. Like, it's made from a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, that kind of like insult. To me, I feel like, how are you helping the artists do what they want to do for a living if you're just gonna shit on their art styles? It's like with jelly art styles that happened like months ago. People have tended to shit on it because it's not real thing. It looks hideous. It's not like real art, that kind of thing. But that's the thing that I really got very angry about towards people, because at the same time, this isn't something that you should be doing towards other artists anyway. You know what I mean? Artists cannot be the same people time and time again. Artists cannot be like the same Van Gogh. Imagine everyone being Van Gogh. You know how repetitive and tedious that would be if everyone was the same artist that they are today. That in itself is what makes it so boring. But what makes it so wonderful is that everyone is different. People can get into a lot of art stuff, whether it is digital art. And I remember at the time when digital art, people were saying that that's not real art. They want to see more traditional art. But then when you see sculptures and people finding different ways of making art, people will literally sit there and say, how is this art? How is that art? I want real art. Too much marketing, that kind of thing. Or like the ones that say that they want real art to be like sold for that much money. How much time and effort do you know that person's put into making these things? You know what I mean? Because it's just annoying how people don't see the process. They'd rather see the outcome, but then people still shit on the outcome as well. And I find it very stupid. So please respect the person's like hustle, because at the same time, you don't know the person that did the artwork. You don't know how they proceeded to do it. This thing took probably like either days, months, years to do it, and many people that don't do art say that they don't have the time, or oh, I wish I had the time to, you know, do art and stuff. I'm like, you can make time for it. Like when you get home from work, you can literally do art as a hobby and you can share it to the public. You know, obviously you're just finding your own niche, finding out what makes you. You know, that's a good thing. And the one thing I will say about this is that the content of fixing art pisses me off. The thing about fixing art, and the thing about fixing art on TikTok as well, what drives me insane is that you're not really helping someone fix their art. What you're doing is that you're taking their own artwork and you're making it for your own, to the point where not only are you stealing, but at the same time you are telling them that this is how you do a better stuff. Basically, your one shit and mine's better than yours. That in itself does not make me feel good. At this point, you're just kind of insulting my work, saying, what, like, this ain't even that great. So you know what, let me fix it. Let me show you who's the better artist than that person. And I just find it very annoying how this has become a thing for like a lot of things. And I just find it tiring when some people just cannot accept that everyone is different in their own way. Complaining these days can be very tedious and very draining, to the point where at this point you kind of feel like you have to back away from TikTok, because people will tell you what is and isn't art at this point. I literally was like making a joke about how, you know, people don't care about, you know, your art and they want low money and stuff like that. This guy literally had the audacity to tell me that I need to put my price down. I'm like, nigga, don't tell me to put my price down. What the hell do you think you're doing? Like, you're telling me to put my price down if I put a painting out for months. What, let me sell it for 50p. I mean, hey, that's more tolerable these days, isn't it? But at the same time, like, it's not as if I'm putting pressure on people to buy the stuff. I'm just making the habit of, whenever you see artwork that's like not really painting and it gets sold for so much, people are gonna be subjected towards it anyway and think, oh, how is this sold for this much money? How is it sold for that much money? Like, honestly, it's very stupid. And I honestly find it very irritating when on TikTok, when a person shows their face in real life, they tend to lose a bit of followers. And it's not just on TikTok as well. They have it on Instagram as well. This is something that I generally don't get. Like, does that person need to be 100% beautiful based on looks and all of that, and show more on their artwork than they do right now. Like, everyone has to show like 100% art but 0% of their face. When they show their face, they're like, oh, don't want to do that, unfollow. That in itself is very disrespectful. You're trying to make them think that they need to be 100% beautiful, and it's kind of sad when you think about it. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, there is an artist that I actually came across with a similar issue. Her name is Kinda Marie. Kinda Marie is a illustrator that has been posting on Instagram. I've seen a lot of her stuff on Instagram, and basically she's like a full-time illustrator. She's gained a lot of followers now, but back then when she showed her face for the first time, she lost a lot of followers because of that. I personally feel like when you see something like that happen, it's very sad, because why does someone need to be 100% pretty, beautiful, show their looks, show their body, etc., and their art at the same time? I don't get it. Like, at this point, you're gonna have these perverted people comment on the women saying, oh, you're so beautiful, you should show your body more often. Are you trying to make them look like they're the OnlyFans or something? Like, this isn't it, man. You shouldn't be doing shit like this. Like, they can decide whether they want to do their own kind of like content on Instagram if they want to. They can show their face if they want to or not. I personally don't care. You can be the most beautiful woman like out of any other Instagram, OnlyFans followers, etc., or like, and it's not just on women, it's also on the men too. Like, you can be the most prettiest, most handsome, like all of that jazz. I don't care. What I like the most is the art that they do, and I tend to really support the person's art in terms of what they are passionate about, what they want to do. Whether they are big or small, I don't give two shits. I honestly want them to be the best that they can be, give them confidence, all of that. That's the support I would give to smaller artists and bigger artists in general, because that's the thing that I love about art. It's like, you can share your story via painting, and it's the most prettiest thing ever.